Hey guys, I'm Hellhound, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hellhound's Loathsome Lore, in which I show off some of my latest acquirements, things that I have recently obtained. So, you guys ready? I got my ding dongs ready, and I got my honey buns. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I hope you are too. All right, so well, let's get started. It's been a while since I made a video, so good to be back. Okay, where do I begin? I got a lot of cool new stuff lately. Well, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Star Trek. I got the complete collection of the original series. I actually bought this only to find out that they replaced some of the special effects shots with CGI. Like they pulled a Star Wars, they pulled a George Lucas, and like pretty much every shot of the Starship Enterprise is now CGI. Every planet, hardly any of the action. Like anytime the actors are interacting, you don't see much of that. But yeah, it's remastered. I don't care for that. I like the original. I love old school sci-fi movies like from the 50s and 60s. And part of the charm, I think, is the bad effects. I love the cheesy looking Gorn costume. The rubber suit, the Andorians, their antennas. It just the makeup. I love it. I think it looks a little dated, but CGI does not blend well with 60s effects. So yeah, it just looks weird. So I didn't care for that. I didn't care for this. So I bought an older DVD release, Star Trek Season 1, Season 2. And Season 3, and I've had these for a while. These aren't my recent acquirements. Yeah, Season 3. These have the unaltered, the original footage. No CGI crap there. So I had to rebuy them. So I have two versions of the original series. But now that I have both, it's kind of interesting to compare and contrast with the old 60s effects and the new CGI shit. So, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of Star Trek. I also got all the movies. Here's all the original movies, all 6 of them. With the original cast, Captain Kirk, Spock. Dr. McCoy, all of them, Yasulu, Chekhov, Wrath of Khan. Star Trek II Wrath of Khan's my favorite. I also really love Part 4, The Voyage Home, and then, of course, 6, The Undiscovered Country. But I think that, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock's a little underrated. Commander Kruge, played by Christopher Lloyd, was a great villain. I also have the 4 Star Trek The Next Generation movies. Captain Picard and Data and LaForge and all them. And Worf, yeah, I love this show. I love the show and I love the movies. But for a while, all I had from Star Trek The Next Generation, the series, was Season 1 and Season 2 of these DVDs. So recently, I was able to upgrade. And I just got recently, this is the first of my recent attainments, Star Trek The Next Generation, the complete series. Oh yeah, I'm very happy to have this in my collection. I love the original series and I love The Next Generation. It's hard to pick between the two. I think I'm going to give the edge to the original series. I never really got into anything after The Next Generation, besides the movies, all that much. But I do like Deep Space Nine and Voyager. I think they were okay. I haven't watched the newest one, Discovery. I didn't really watch much of Enterprise either. But yeah, mostly the original series and Next Generation are the best as far as I'm concerned. Everything after that, there's, I should probably get into it. I kind of like to get Deep Space Nine on DVD. But yeah, very happy to have these in my collection. Hell yeah. Now I can watch the entire series of The Next Generation. Very happy. This was like $80, so, which is a pretty good deal, because I think it used to be like $120, so it went down a little bit. But yeah, Star Trek Next Generation, the complete series, goes nicely with my, all my original series stuff. So yeah, I don't need those Next Generation Seasons 1 and 2 anymore. I got to get rid of those. I also got the reboot movies, Star Trek, Into Darkness, and Beyond. I like these a lot. I like the original cast better, but these are pretty good as far as reboots go. And I like how they acknowledge the original series too. But yeah, Star Trek, love it. I got a lot of Star Trek on DVD. Very happy to have this in my collection. Finally. I also got Battlestar Galactica, the original series from 1973. The 2004 series is really good too, and also like Galactica 180. And of course the mini-series that was also part of the 2004. It was like a prelude to the 2004 series. But this is the original series, the one that started all. The Cylons and all that. Lauren Green. Love it. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, and so Battlestar Galactica is a must-have. I'd like to get the new series as well, but I'm glad to finally have this, the original series, the classic. Very good. I highly recommend you check this out if you're a fan of sci-fi. I love Battlestar Galactica. It's one of my favorites. It's a great show. I do prefer the original. I know I'm in the minority, but I prefer prefer the original series, which only lasted like one season, to the 2004 reboot. But I do think the 2004 version is very, very good. It's definitely a welcome return. But again, as I said, like I love old sci-fi stuff. I love bad special effects. I love cheesy alien makeup and stuff, and like shots of a ship in space, and like it looks it looks really dated. I don't know. I just like that kind of thing. I've got a crap load of like old 50s and 60s sci-fi movies over there, black and white and stop animation and all that. But yeah, Battlestar Galactica, definitely check it out. Great show. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I also started a new I joined a new D&D group with my buddy Dr. Guts. So I got my Dungeons & Dragons handbook, Player's Handbook, 5th edition. So I've been playing with them. I created a new character. I'm a Drow fighter, former soldier, Nocturne, hailing from Illicera. I got my character sheet right here. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of I got a bunch of stuff in this notebook. It's like mostly like song lyrics from past bands that I used to be in, and yeah, song lyrics, and also there's some like comic book checklists. Like here's one for Spider-Man. All the ones in green are the issues that I own. Web of Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man. Here's the Incredible Hulk. And I got X-Men and like some of the DC stuff. But yeah, this is my character sheet. Been playing Dungeons & Dragons with my buddy Dr. Guts. I joined his group. Very, very fun. I got my dice here in my Ninja Turtles case. This is my dice. I need to get more dice. Dr. Guts actually recently got metal dice, which is metal as hell, literally. So that's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, Dungeons & Dragons, very fun. I'm a fighter Drow, former soldier named Nocturne of Illicera. And yeah, me and Dr. Guts are both fighters, and the other two guys, there's 4 in our group, and then the DM, of course. The other 2 guys are spellcasters, so we got a pretty good group going on, and it was a lot of fun. I love D&D. I highly recommend it. I want to get the Monster Guide. Yeah, this player handbook. This is a must-have. It makes things so much easier. Obviously, you can't really play without this. In fact, this is essential. This is like a requirement. It's a necessity. Yeah, D&D, very, very fun. In addition to D&D, I've also been playing World of Warcraft constantly. Now, I started playing World of Warcraft back in 2004, and the last time I logged into that account was back in 2011. So I actually made a new account, created a new character, Randirus Wintermoon of Shadowglen. He's a night elf warrior. And I'm only at level 19 right now. I just started like a week ago, so I've been kind of mostly exploring. I've done a lot of quests. I learned how to cook, I learned how to mine, I learned archaeology, I learned herbalism, first aid, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm getting there. I got a lot of weapons. I'm always upgrading. So yeah, I love World of Warcraft. I'm glad to have made a new account. It's unfortunate I didn't. I was almost to like level 80 in my original account that I started in 2004, and then it's been a while since I logged into that. So I just made a new character, made a new account. Blizzard Entertainment has updated their terms a lot. So yeah, very happy to playing World of Warcraft again. Yeah, Randirus Wintermoon. Look me up if you want. We could be friends on there, I guess. I'm not part of any guild yet or anything. So, well, there's a group that I'm a part of, but I'm not part of any guild. And yes, I am part of the Alliance. So, not the Horde. So, do with that what you will. Yeah, Randirus Wintermoon. Love World of Warcraft. I'm happy been playing it. I'm playing it constantly. Pretty much playing World of Warcraft and watching Star Trek is all I've been doing lately. It's just been like my life. It's the only things that exist in my world. I was also collecting Magic cards again, Magic the Gathering. I used to have a whole bunch of these. I started collecting Magic the Gathering in like 1999. I used to have way more cards than this. Unfortunately, they were in my mom's basement. When I moved out, they got destroyed when her basement flooded, along with a lot of my other cool stuff. So yeah, I got some good stuff here. Not nearly as much as I did. I haven't played the actual game in a while. I just kind of collect the cards. At least for a while. I'm just gonna collect the cards for a while. Yeah. Got some good ones in here. Yeah, I wish I still had my original collection from 1999. That would be great. But, oh well, these are all mostly newer cards. My friend Nightmare, he actually hooked me up with a couple decks, too. So that was nice of him. Yeah, Magic the Gathering. Good stuff. Dungeons & Dragons, World of Warcraft, and Magic the Gathering are like Can't go wrong with those three. Yeah. So yeah, glad to be collecting those cards again. Another really cool thing I got recently is this Stan Lee autograph. Oh yeah. Now, I used to have a comic that was signed by Stan Lee. It had the certificate of authenticity and everything. I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man issue 1. Yeah, it was signed by Stan Lee. It was some asshole across the street. I was showing him my comic books, and I guess he broke into my house. I don't know what he did. He stole it from me, little bastard. I got him back for it though. Don't worry. I got my revenge, but I never did get my comic back. But now I have another autograph. So yeah, Stan Lee's my hero. He's just the man. He's one of my idols. Hell, in my top 10 Marvel heroes, the only 2 characters in my top 10 Marvel superheroes he didn't create are Wolverine and Captain America. The other 8 were all created by this guy. He's made some great characters. Hell, I'd probably go as far as to say top 20. The only 2, Wolverine and Captain America, the only 2 characters in my top 20 Marvel superheroes. All the rest were created by this genius. Yeah, he's really getting up there, too. He's really old. He's like 94, so yeah, I hope he's got a lot of years left. I love seeing his cameos in the various Marvel the Marvel movies based on Marvel comics. So yeah, gotta love the Stan Lee autograph. I've never really been much into collecting autographs. I do have a Rob Zombie autograph over there, and I previously had another Stan Lee autograph, so I'm glad to get a new one. My former roommate Darkwolf, he's got all kinds of autographs. He's got like every horror movie, like every low budget, like 80s horror film. Like he's got all the actors and the directors, and he's got so many autographs. It's crazy. But yeah, Stan Lee's the man. But yeah, yeah. Aside from playing D&D and World of Warcraft and watching Star Trek, I've also been reading a lot of Batman comics. I'm really into Batman lately. I reread Long Halloween and Hush, both written by Jeff Loeb for like the 1000th time for each. Jeff Loeb is really underrated. Most people think of Frank Miller or Alan Moore. Jeff Loeb's awesome. I think he's a great writer. I think he's a little overlooked. He's just great. One of my favorite Batman writers. I got a few Batman comics. I got this compilation of Catwoman stories, trade paperback, some Riddler stories, some Mr. Freeze stories, and some Poison Ivy stories. I've also been replaying Batman Arkham City for like the 100th time. So that's a great game. I think that's the best of the Arkham series. I think it utilizes the characters better than all the others. I love it. I love being able to play as Batman. I mean, how freaking cool is that? I think they did a great job. The voice acting, everything's dead on. The way they used all the villains, the locations, the missions, everything's spectacular. And I also got this awesome Batman action figure as well. I've been looking for a Batman to go with my Spider-Man, Wolverine, Leonardo, Peter Venkman, and Darth Vader figures. So I think it's a pretty cool Batman figure. It looks like the classic comics. Hell yeah. Batman. Huge Batman fan, obviously, reading these books. And the action figure. Playing the Arkham City game, which again is my favorite of the Arkham games. Also, more about Marvel. I got this 8-film complete collection now. When it comes to live action movies, I think Marvel's doing a little better than DC. I do like the DC Extended Universe, but Marvel Cinematic Universe has been around longer. They've had a lot more movies, so they've done a lot. They have a lot of good stuff. I think DC beats Marvel when it comes to animated movies. However, there are these 8 animated Marvel movies that are pretty good. We got Hulk versus and Invincible Iron Man and Ultimate Avengers 1 and 2, Doctor Strange, Thor, Planet Hulk, Thor: Tales of Asgard. That is some good Marvel movies. Yeah, we got some good stuff in here. I think that I think these are kind of underrated. They're kind of overlooked because yeah, DC is doing better when it comes to animated films. And probably animated series too. I mean, come on, Batman, Superman, Justice League, Batman Beyond. I mean, they're just amazing. But I think Marvel, it definitely has their fair share of good animation as well. So I got this. Also got the complete series of Fantastic Four, the 90s cartoon. The complete series of The Incredible Hulk, the 90s cartoon, which this is by far the best adaptation of The Incredible Hulk ever. I love the 70s TV show, but this is way closer to the comics. Then also the 90s Iron Man cartoon, complete series. These go really nice with my 90s Spider-Man DVD set and my 90s X-Men cartoon, which is probably... The X-Men cartoon is probably the second best animated series based on a comic book next to Batman, the animated series, for sure. So yeah, very happy to have these in my collection. I'm a huge Marvel fan, and so when it comes to animation, yeah, DC's doing a little better, but these are still a force to be reckoned with, if you will. Also, I don't know if any of you are a fan of the Pokemon, but I dug out my old Pokemon cards. Yeah, I got some good ones here. There's a bunch of Pikachu. Let's see, we got Yeah. I used to love Pokemon. I used to watch the anime, collect the cards, of course. There's my Charizard, holographic Charizard. Um, yeah, Pokemon was like my life. Like back in the 90s, I loved it. God, it was such a phenomenon. It was such a craze. We collected the cards. We watched the cartoon. We played the video games. We went and saw the movies and theaters. I remember the Pokemon, the first movie came out. It was like all the rage. It was my Mew, my ancient Mew, or Mewtwo, Mew. Yeah, there's my Blastoise, holographic Blastoise. Yeah, so it's pretty cool to see these. I dug these, dug these out for so many years. It's been a while since I've seen them. It's been a while since I really thought about Pokemon. I did download and play Pokemon Go there for a while, but it got kind of old, and I really didn't like how they. Oops. I didn't like how they made like teams, like Team Mystic and so forth, and like because then like I joined Team Mystic, and then like the other two teams. They're like, oh, we're all walking around. It gave nerds a chance to go outside. And people were always wandering around. I was always wandering to somebody else playing. So, oh, what team are you? Team Mystic. It's like, oh, okay, then never mind. It's like, really? You brought us all. You found a way for all of us to unite, and then you found a way to separate us again. So screw that. That was a bad idea. It took too long. It's too much walking. I love going for walks, especially at night. But it was too much. I hardly ever found a good Pokemon. And this is my Venusaur. Yeah, I've got all three of the main ones: Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. And then they're other forms as well before they evolve. Yeah, all three of the mystic birds, or what do they call them? Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres. But yeah, it's been a while since I've seen these cards. These are all first edition too. These are from when they first came out in the 90s. So they're falling out on me. This come from? Oh, just keep falling out. I got some good ones here. I don't know if you're a fan of Pokemon, but go ahead and skip to the 18-minute mark if you don't want to see any more of these cards. I'm just gonna show off all my cards real quick. Yes, skip to the 18-minute mark if Pokemon's not your thing, and if this is boring you. I'm gonna show you guys all my cards. I actually have a few more in my closet that I haven't put in this booklet yet. I had a much bigger booklet. I think I traded it, or I gave it to somebody or something. There's some Japanese cards in here somewhere. They're in here somewhere. It's funny because like the American cards say Pokemon on the back, which is the Japanese word, and Japanese cards say Pocket Monsters on the back. Yeah, there's some Japanese cards. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Here's a holographic Moltres. This is Pocket Monsters on the back. Oh yeah, all the best stuff's made in Japan. I was always a huge into anime as well. Obviously, I watched Dragon Ball Z, and even the Pokemon anime, Sailor Moon, Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, I was always really big into anime. Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, so many good animes out there. It's so hard to Death Note. It's so hard to get out. I read the manga too. I read manga and watched anime. I was even part of this group. Like all we did was read manga and talk about anime. We'd sit at the lunch table. We'd talk about anime for like hours and hours, and we'd play their Magic cards and stuff too. I miss those days. I haven't really watched any anime recently. I do plan on getting some of the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z cartoons on DVD. They're very nostalgic. I love that show. I grew up with it. I always liked it. Well, I think that about does it. I also got a bunch of Doctor Who DVDs coming in the mail. The classic Doctor Who that started in 1963 and went all the way to 1989. So it's one of the longest shows, and it's still on now. It came back in 2005 all the way to the present. I've got my favorite Doctor Who actor is Tom Baker. He was the fourth Doctor. I've got 2 DVDs from the Tom Baker years coming. Then I've got 2 DVDs from the Patrick Troughton years coming. He was the second Doctor Who, and he's actually my second favorite next to Baker. Then I've got a DVD from the John Pertwee era. He was the third Doctor. And then I got 3 DVDs from the William Hartnell era. He was the very first Doctor, and I got the very first episode, and so the early serials from the first series, the first season coming. They're really hard to collect on DVD because they're not like you don't get them by season. Like you pretty much buy them like they're in volumes. They have a few episodes in each one, kind of like what they did with the VHSs back in the day. Yeah, you can't buy like season 1, season 2. There's a lot of missing episodes as well, and some of them they replaced with like an animated segment or like with like just like drawings, I guess, like concept art. So yeah, it's impossible to get all the. I don't think anybody can have the complete series, every single Doctor Who episode on DVD. But yeah, I also want to get the Peter Davison years, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann. That's it for the classics. There's also there's a few Doctor Who movies. One of them, Peter Cushing played the Doctor, which is cool. But I think that was kind of back before they really knew who the Doctor was. He's a Time Lord who travels time and space. And I think it's cool the concept that he regenerates. That explains why he's played by different actors. So many different actors. There's like 13 main actors from the television series, and there was a few other Doctors that played him in like movies and TV specials and stuff. And as for the new Doctor Who that started in 2005, I like that as well. Not as much as the classics, Tom Baker, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, all them, but I do like David Tennant and I do like Matt Smith. I thought they were the best of the new Doctor Who actors who played the Doctor, and now they got Jodie Whittaker, I think that's her name, playing the Doctor, a female Doctor Who. And a lot of people have a problem with this. They think it's like a forced PC thing, But really, I think it makes him more interesting. Like, he regenerates and changes actors. He gets younger. He changes his appearance. But he can turn into a woman, too. I think that makes him more interesting. Yeah, again, a lot of people are protesting, saying, oh, regenerated into a female form. Jodie Whittaker, she's the newest Doctor. The 13th Doctor, I guess. I haven't seen I didn't see anything of her as a Doctor. I haven't watched any of the newest episodes, the most recent ones. But I'll have to check it out. And so that's my stance on that. I don't mind Doctor Who being played by a female, because it makes him more interesting. He can turn into a woman, too. He can do all kinds of stuff. He's just amazing. But yeah, I am more a fan of the classic era. So yeah, I can't wait till those DVDs come. Too bad they didn't come now. I would have shown them off. But yeah, Tom Baker and Patrick Troughton. I love the classic Doctor Who. The Daleks and the Cybermen and the Sea Devils and the Ice Warriors and the Underwater Menace. So many cool... Those reptilian creatures, so many cool different species and stuff. Pyramids on Mars, probably my favorite episode. It's from the Patrick Troughton years. Also, City of Death. That's another good one. I mean Tom Baker, not Patrick Troughton. Tom Baker. City of Death is also from Tom Baker. Tom Baker years. All right, guys. Well, I'm Hellhound. That's some of my recent stuff. Yeah, got some new Star Trek stuff. Some Battlestar Galactica, Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft, Magic the Gathering. Some Batman books, Batman action figure, some Marvel comics, and probably the coolest thing that I got is Stan Lee autograph from Stan the Man himself. And finally showed off my Pokemon cards. I know some of you have been wanting to see those. I've talked about it in the comments before. Pokemon, I was all about some anime back in the day. And still am. I need to get back into anime. I can't wait for this Doctor Who DVDs to come. That's going to be really fun. Right now I'm having a Star Trek marathon. I've just been watching Star Trek and playing World of Warcraft at the same time. I'm on Season 2 now. Once I finish that, I'll probably have a Battlestar Galactica marathon, then I might have a Star Trek The Next Generation marathon, then I'll start watching Doctor Who when that comes. So I'll be a busy guy. I already watched all these Marvel cartoons. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm Hellhound, and until next time, peace.